Tanisha, and today I'm going to be talking about peer pressure. Um, and peer pressure is something that every teen goes through in life. So I just want to, express myself. Um, First thing is that I feel like most teenagers give into peer pressure because they feel like they want to be accepted into the, I guess you could say, in crowd. And one thing that I have learned by experience is that peer pressure can be good and it can be bad. But I'll say 90% of the time, it's bad peer pressure. Now, one thing about me is that I have had my peer pressure experiences, especially with boys. So, we're not gonna get into that. But, what I came on here to say was that you shouldn't give into peer pressure. And I'm talking to anybody that has been in a situation with peer pressure or is dealing with peer pressure right now. And just thinking about it. I feel like you shouldn't give into peer pressure because it's not worth it. The people who peer pressure you are not going to remember your name, and they're not going to remember you 20 years down the line. You should be yourself, and don't be afraid. I should say, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, and don't be afraid to say no. Right? If you do give into peer pressure, or not give into peer pressure, if you do end up in peer pressure, I feel like there are multiple steps that you could do to get out of peer pressure, like to take yourself out. You could say no. If you don't want to say no, you could walk away from the situation. And if you don't want to do that, then tell an adult. That should be the first thing that comes to mind. But if you can't do those two steps, then tell an adult. Children, when they're little, their mentality is, okay, tell an adult if something goes wrong. It's the same thing with life, and it's the same thing with when you get older. Because when you get older, you have to tell an adult about situations that are not going well, or are just situations that are just crazy in general, right? Yeah, I just feel like you shouldn't give in to peer pressure. You shouldn't want to associate or be friends or try to fit in with the in crowd if the in crowd doesn't want you, if that makes any sense at all. You shouldn't want to surround yourself with people that don't care about you. They just want what's best for themselves, and they don't care about how you may feel about the situation. So yeah, you shouldn't let peer pressure affect your life. That's one thing. And why I said that is because a lot of kids commit suicide, whether it be younger, teens. The kids commit suicide almost every day, every year, every second, because they have been peer pressured to do something that they didn't want to do, and now they feel guilty about it. You should never get to the point where it's getting so bad to the point where you haven't told anybody, or you just don't know what to do, to the point where you instantly say, hey, I'm gonna kill myself, I'm gonna commit suicide, because that's not the first thing you always have to do. I have seen on the news where kids commit suicide, they kill other people because they're unhappy. And you shouldn't be one of those kids. If somebody's peer pressuring you, you should tell somebody. Don't hold it all in. And even if you are scared to tell somebody, don't be. Because remember that you're not the only one alone, and you do have people just like you going through peer pressure the same way. You shouldn't be scared to tell somebody if you're going through peer pressure. And you should always say, okay, let me see. I'm being peer pressured to do something. So let me say no. If that doesn't work, let me walk away from the situation. And if that doesn't work, let me tell an adult. You never want to take peer pressure into your own actions, like as in When I say own actions, I mean like you just instantly say, hey, I'm gonna beat up this person because they're peer pressuring me. Because then that just makes the situation even worse. Shouldn't do that. I have been through peer pressure a lot, to the point where I could say it's seriously not worth it. And some people that peer pressure other people, they have been taught, or they just, okay, it's either they've been taught to peer pressure and be a bully, or it's what they see and they're following it. Or nobody's there to tell them, hey, peer pressure is not cool, don't be peer pressuring this person. Because you wouldn't like it if anybody did it to you. That makes any sense. Yeah, so, don't, first of all, for the peer pressures out here, for the bullies out here, don't peer pressure somebody if you wouldn't like it to be done to you. Whether you've been taught to do it, whether you've been just see people do it and you want to follow it because you want to be in the in crowd, don't do that to yourself. Be your own person. Be you. If your name is Sandra, be Sandra. If your name is Alexis, be Alexis. Don't be like, what? Don't be like another person that you're not. I'm Tanisha, so I'm going to stay Tanisha, and I'm going to be Tanisha. I'm not going to try and be somebody else because I want them to like me. Because I have done that plenty of times. Tell you right now, I've done that plenty of times. And it's not going to get you anywhere. So don't follow after people, please. Be your own person. Say no to peer pressure. Say no to bullying. And just pray. Pray to God and ask Him to help you get through this, because He will do it. He will. I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Please stay safe throughout this pandemic. And I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.